Hello, everyone. My name is Luis Hernandez. I'm with CCI Toronto, and you might have seen me do a little check-in with Lindsay McNally last week. We're continuing our fun little project here, just making sure that we're spreading good cheer during these very unusual times. So with me today, I've got Vic Prasad, who's a manager of business development with Suncor Valuations. How are you doing, Vic?
I'm doing good, Lewis. How are you?
I'm doing well. As I was telling Lindsay, just for the most part working in this little office right now, but other than that, doing well, keeping healthy.
That's
What's
good.
going on with your life? What's going on in the world of valuations?
Well, with the changes with COVID, obviously the work arrangements have changed a bit. I've worked from home a couple of days a week prior to this, but with the current situation, you're at home 5 days a week, and you're just adjusting as best as you can. From a productivity perspective, you tend to get, I find you get a lot more work done at home. But I don't mind it at all. It's going well. So
Sorry, did I mishear you there? Did you say you get more work done while you're at home?
I get more work done at home. Yeah. I
That's
have a couple
amazing.
kids. I have a couple kids too as well. They keep me busy, but I try to keep them out of the work area so that I can get some work done.
Fair enough. I mean, with all that background space that you've got, it seems like they would want to be definitely playing in that room.
Yeah, definitely.
So how's your business adapted to all these changes? I guess if you were working from home before, you already had the setup.
Yeah. I had the setup before, but with Suncorp, the nature of our services, we're providing appraisal services. Um, that requires that we're going out to actual sites, condominiums, and doing a full inspection. With the COVID-19 situation, we can still carry about our business, but we have to be mindful of the social distancing. So what we're finding is that our site contacts, they're still allowing us to come on site, but we have to adhere by that 2 meter distance for the social distancing. When we're on site, when we're accessing all the areas of the building, there's a safe distance between that site contact and our appraisers. If for whatever reason they feel that they don't want us to do an inspection at a time for whatever reason, we can also do an exterior inspection of that property, or we can also reschedule it to a later point in time. But for the most part, with our condominium line of business, it's been business as usual. We've been allowed to carry out our work in a normal manner. So.
Okay, so I guess that means that you were deemed to be an essential service as well under the Ontario government orders.
Yeah. So and they came out with that list, and in that list they had insurance as an essential service. But they go further on in that list to say that anyone that provides services to those essential services would be considered essential. So Suncorp is indirectly an essential service, and we can carry about the work that we're doing to make sure that the insurance companies have appraisal reports in their hands to place the insurance.
Okay, well, that definitely makes sense. And like us lawyers, we're not necessarily on the list, but we're supporting essential services as well.
Right.
At least
It's
in the
exactly that.
second round, yeah. So
Yeah. So it's exactly the same nature there of the work, right? So.
yeah. So how are you finding that you're staying connected with the rest of your team? Are you guys implementing more video chats now, or like what are
Yeah,
you
and
finding that you're doing?
that's a good question. I mean, we've always had an internal messaging system. It's very easy to message any employee in the company. Everyone logs into this internal system that we have to be able to quickly message people. If for whatever reason we need to have an in-person meeting, we will use GoToMeeting or Zoom to have that face-to-face interaction. What you find though is a lot of the interaction is by email and messaging. When you do have a call with an employee, what's nice is that the calls these days tend to be a little bit longer, where you're not only talking about business, but how as individuals we're all managing the situation, because there's there's a lot going on, whether it be, how you're getting your groceries, or, how you managing to teach your kids that have to now learn from home. So the conversations with coworkers, it's nice to have those more personal conversations with them. So
Yeah, no, that's for sure. We're definitely finding the same thing in our line of work and with our group. So, in terms of your day to day, how much has actually changed in light of the pandemic?
well, as I mentioned, I work from home previous to this, and I have my usual routine. I'm up early in the morning, logging into the system, and caring about my daily work routine. But on the home front, with the kids and everything like that, it's nice with the work from home situation. You don't have to spend that time in traffic anymore. You can be there a little bit earlier for dinner and those sorts of things. So it's a little bit nicer on the family front. The work front is the usual grind day in, day out, but it seems to have worked out quite fine right now. So
Well, that's great to hear. And are you finding that you're getting different types of requests from clients in the last month?
yeah, well, you see, in the nature of the work that I'm doing, I'm doing a lot of client meetings, presentations, and this involves a lot of face-to-face interaction. Um, I was a bit concerned initially that there'd be a lot of cancellations, which there have been cancellations of conferences where there's large gatherings. But as far as the presentation side of things go, what I've noticed with a lot of my clients is they've adapted, and we're doing the WebEx and the GoToMeeting. So at first I was like, well, what level of attendance or participation would there be in this? And surprisingly enough, I found with the first few presentations I've done, the attendance has been phenomenal, like 75, 100 people, where maybe an in-person presentation might be 25 people. So the fact that it's online, you know, with most people thinking that there may be some sort of downside, um, I've found mainly an upside to the online presentations.
Well, that's incredible. So do you think whenever this ends that you guys are going to be switching more to going online? Do you think you're going to want to go back to the in-person, or maybe a little bit of a hybrid of both?
I think it's definitely going to be a hybrid of both. But I think that what this whole situation has done is it's now created a certain comfort level for people, or basically force them to get involved with technology a bit more than they had to in the past. And it gives that option now that you're not only tied to an in-person meeting. Once things do get back to normal, there may be snowstorms, there may be weather conditions or something like that that could prevent in-person meetings, and it's as easy as a click now to see that person face to face, and have that same meeting you could have in person over the internet.
Well, I think that's a very wise way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to see lots of changes in the next year or so, especially in terms of digital meetings, webinars, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can personally say I've quite enjoyed being able to be in sweatpants while participating in important meetings.
Yeah.
Something I don't get to usually do. Usually it's the whole suit and
Yeah.
tie situation. You as well.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, if I'm meeting with a client, I'm definitely going to dress appropriately for that online meeting.
Right.
Where on those days where you don't have that, you can be a little bit more comfortable in your home environment. So
Yeah.
um,
Well, that's great. So I don't want to keep you too long. I'm sure we all have more Zoom meetings to hop onto for the day, but
yeah,
do you have any parting words of wisdom for the condo
uh,
community and
not
Toronto in
really.
general?
Yeah, I just hope that this is just a fragment of time, and that get back to normal, and we can resume business as we knew it before.
Well, I'm sure things as we knew it before might not stay exactly the same, but
That's true.
uh, sometimes we need a little pandemic to push us forward, right?
Yes. Yes.
No, but really here at CCI, I'm sure all of us were wishing the best for all of our communities, making sure everyone stays safe. And, we're going to stay here supporting the community however we can, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, Vic, thank you so much for taking the time. And I can't wait to see you in future videos when you pay it forward.
Okay. Thanks, Lewis.
All right. See you later.
Take care.
Bye.
This is Tanya Halleck, the president of CCI Toronto. CCI Toronto can help your condo achieve social and financial success. Thank you for listening.